It all starts with understanding your competition, and trust me, as we go through the rest of the program, this is a key milestone that we really want you to establish what we call a competitive set. So identifying your top 3 or 5 or 6 competitors and putting them into a review bucket where we constantly measuring ourselves against them, because we need to identify these competitors and know how we rank against them, because that's exactly what the consumers are doing. That's what the travel bookers is doing. They're constantly jumping online and comparing us. So we should be doing the same by way of identifying our top competitors and measuring ourselves against them constantly to know how we fare, and therefore know where we may or may not need to be improving. So, there's 2 steps here that you can do. The first thing is you consult with yourself, your local knowledge. Well, if you've been in your hotel in your location for some time, you know the local environment better than most. You're probably constantly looking at this. You've got a couple in your head that you always jump online and have a look at what rates they're doing, as an example, or driving by and seeing how busy they are. You always want to get a feel for it, don't you? You want to get that benchmark. So that's what this is about identifying who specifically we're going to benchmark ourselves against, and actually being quite methodical about it, rather than just this ad hoc, how our competitor's going. So we want to build this competitive set by consulting with yourself and who you think, using a number of factors that help you consider, are you a similar product type? Are you a similar star rating? Do you have a similar service level? Are you in a similar location? There's many factors, and we've got them listed in the workbook for you to work through and actually try and identify, well, what are the factors that help me identify with why those people are a competitor. And the other one is consult with the marketplace. In a lot of the OTA websites like Booking.com and that, you can actually get reports out of those third-party websites that actually tell you what's happening with some of the other competitors. So who's getting all the eyes? Who's doing, getting all the traffic? Another tip would be to go to a website called SEMrush, semrush.com, and you can actually enter in your competitor's website URL, and it'll actually tell you how much traffic they're getting to their website. And again, so that gives you an idea. So if you've got a competitor nearby that's getting twice as much web traffic to you, we really want to be monitoring those guys as to, well, what's happening there? What are they doing better than us to generate so much more traffic than what we're getting? So, there's a nice little tip there. So consulting with yourself from your general knowledge and gut feel, but consulting with the marketplace and trying to get some intel to actually justify why that list of hoteliers are a direct competitor to you. So we want to build this list. So I'm introducing a framework for this, and this module I'm going to be going through a whole bunch of frameworks, and the best way to view these is actually in the Excel document. Here we really want you to actually go through and fully populate out all these frameworks in the Module 2 frameworks, because this will build the story. This will help you build your unique hotel story. So that one there you can see on the screen. It's blank, ready to go, and really I've just put some things across the top there. You can change these as you like, but there's some areas that I think I want you to measure and assess on. So go through and start to list a number of competitors down there on the left-hand margin, right over the top of that. Go through, score yourself, not so much score, but put your things in, like your star rating as an example, or your product type. Put who you are, and then put also who your competitor is. And it leaves a column there on the end where it says add to list. So like just a simple yes or no, or whatever you like, as to who's going to make up my competitive set based upon the information that I put into this grid and this framework. Double check and test that assessment of will they be on my list. Yes, you might go through, score them all out, go through and add a yes or no as to add to the list. But when you put a yes, so if yes, I want you to actually write in text there, what's the main reason for adding them to the list? Location, proximity, they're right next door, they've got the same star rating, whatever you put, what's the main reason? So just so we can, it just help double check and test whether they should or shouldn't be included in your competitive set. But this, trust me, this is really important to establish who your competitive set is before we move into start to build the rest of your hotel story, which is what we'll do next.